Hi everyone and welcome back to Sea Life Sydney Aquarium. Sorry for the delay, we had a few technical issues, but we're now here on the ice with our penguins and we're here celebrating World Penguin Day. Now World Penguin Day coincides with the annual migration of the Adelie penguins, and here at Sea Life we celebrate by honouring these amazing creatures that we do have here, and also by bringing awareness to some of the threats that they do face in the wild. Now we're also going to get up close and personal with one of our most famous families here, and that's our male pair Magic and Sphen and their chick Lara. So hopefully we'll see them on the ice very soon. And actually Lara is here with Kira, one of our penguin keepers. So this is Lara. Now she's all grown up and she will actually be 2 in October. So this is little Lara. Now we're going to give all our penguins a treat today to celebrate World Penguin Day. So their breakfast, which is their favourite food, which Lindsay has here, and we'll go down here. We're going to give them a little scatter feed on the ice and give them some white bait. So white bait is their favourite food, and to us it's like eating chocolate or chips, or just think of your favourite food, and that's what this is to the penguins. So they absolutely love the white bait, and this is a big treat for them today because they're having an early breakfast. They normally don't get fed this early, but we thought we'd give them a little treat today to honour World Penguin Day. So they're very hungry this morning, and then once they all finish eating all their white bait, we're going to see if we can find Sphen and Magic, and Kira's going to tell us a bit about them. But yeah, these are all our Gentoo penguins. We do also have king penguins. The king penguins are in the pool at the moment having a swim around. So these whitebait, which I'll come up close and Lindsay can actually show you how small these whitebait are. So these are just little whitebait that they like, and this fish, it's a bit too small for the king penguins. They definitely live up to their name of being kings when it comes to the whitebait. Too small for them. They like bigger fish. So the little honking noise that the Gentoos are making, that's them asking for more food from Lindsay. And I can just hear in the background the king penguins are actually getting out of the pool, so they'll come down the ramp very soon, so we'll be able to see them as well. And if you didn't already know, the king penguins are actually the second largest species of penguin in the world, and the Gentoos here are the third largest species of penguin in the world. I'll zoom around here so you can see the king penguins all standing at the top there wondering what's going on, but we'll give them their treat later on in the day when it's their feeding time. So we're going to see if we can find Sphen and Magic now. Where's little Magic? There's Magic. So that's Magic there getting fed by Lindsay. And Sphen's hiding somewhere at the moment. He's somewhere here. Oh, there's Sphen right there. And here's Lara as well. So Lara's still learning how to do scatter feeds. She's really good at feeding in the pool. But one thing she's still learning, which she will pick up very soon, is eating up the fish off the ground. So there's Lara, or as you probably know her as Spehngic. Did she just eat one, Kira? That's pretty special. That was her first whitebait that she's actually ever eaten from the ice. What a cutie, Lara.
Amy, we just had a question come through. Some people wondering how we tell the penguins apart. So how we knew that was Magic, Sphen and Lara just now.
Would you like to answer that, Kira?
Yeah, no worries. So our penguins all have wingbands on. So if we just look at little Lara here, we can see her pretty purple wingband. Now our boy penguins, they have their wingbands on the left, and the girls like Lara have theirs on the right, and they're all different colours. So the colour tells us their name. However, they all do have slightly different patterns as well. So Gentoo penguins have what we call the bonnet, which is that white strip on top of their head, and that does look different on all of them. So as you get to know them really well, you can spot them from a distance because they have slightly different patterns. Some of them walk a little bit differently, some of them are a little bit fatter than others. So we have a few different ways of telling them apart, but the most definite one is definitely those wingbands.
And here's Sphen and Magic standing next to each other. So for everyone that doesn't know the story of why Sphen and Magic and Spehngic, or Lara as we call her, are so famous, Kira, would you like to talk about why they're so famous?
Of course. So Magic and Sphen became a little bit of a viral sensation back in 2018. They paired up in that breeding season and were showing great commitment to building a nest. Gentoo penguins make their nests out of pebbles, and we were consistently seeing Magic and Sphen bringing each other lots and lots of pebbles, so they ended up with the biggest nest in the whole exhibit. Now, Gentoo penguins during their breeding season actually laid 2 eggs, but they won't necessarily always have resources to raise 2 chicks. We had one pair that was only choosing to incubate one of their eggs, so we did end up taking the one that they were ignoring away from them, and we gave it to Magic and Sphen. Now, Magic and Sphen would not usually have an egg of their own because they are both boys. So it was very special for us when they started incubating it so naturally. And penguins, they basically live to breed. So because they share the incubating and chick raising duties evenly, it is possible to have a male-male pair, or even a female-female pair if that was a thing, to hatch and raise a chick successfully. And Magic and Sphen did just that. They actually hatched the first chick here at Sydney Sea Life Aquarium, which was very exciting for us. So little Lara hatched on the 19th of October in 2018 at just 91 grams. Now we're actually looking at her right now, and these days she weighs about 5.5 kilos. So she is much, much bigger than she was as a little chick. Now, lots of people really love and are attached to Magic and Sphen's story. And we really appreciate all the love that they get.
Coming up to say hi, Lara.
So now I might just talk a little bit about Lara's name. So on the internet, she's known quite often as Spehngic, which was actually Magic and Sphen's couple name, but the media really latched onto it as a name for their chick as well. Oh look, we have Magic with us.
Magic?
Hi, Magic.
Coming to say hi to Kira.
So a lot of you will know Lara as Spehngic, but she actually picked her own name. So we wanted her to have a really special name, something that had a lot of meaning behind it, and we wanted to pick something that was conservation related. So we gave her a few options, printed them out on paper, put them on the ground, and let her pick. She ended up choosing Lara, which actually comes from the Larsen ice shelf, which is on the Antarctic Peninsula. So this area is home to hundreds and thousands of penguins, predominantly adelies and emperors. And in the last 100 years or so, it has gone from 85,000 square meters of ice to around 65,000. So that's a reduction of 20,000 square meters of ice in that time. And the majority of that has actually broken off since the 1990s. So we really wanted to raise awareness of the plight of those penguins by giving her a special name.
And we'll just go over, this is Magic here, coming to say hi. So Magic is a little bit more probably cheekier than Sphen. He loves toys, and Kira's actually got his favourite toy here. So this is a dog toy, so the penguins do love dog toys. And this is Magic's favourite toy. And we've actually got Sphen over here. So where Sphen is standing is actually the exact spot where their nest is every year. So Sphen is very good at guarding his spot all year round, and Sphen and Magic do often sleep here as well. So Sphen's just right here in his little spot guarding it, so making sure that no one takes it for this year's breeding season, which is towards the end of the year. But yeah, Lindsay's going to talk about actually their nests a bit more, because they don't just lay their eggs on the ice here like Sphen is. They actually build their nests. So Lindsay's here and she's actually got a little makeshift nest.
Yeah, so this is an example, miniature one, of what a Gen 2 penguin nest might look like. And it doesn't look very comfortable, does it?
No, not really.
They make their nest from pebbles, and they love pebbles. If I were to put one on the ground, which I won't do, there's a bit of a protest. They want the pebbles. They would maybe even squabble over the pebble and then run off and try and start building nests. They really get stimulated by the pebbles. So they collect pebbles, show each other the pebbles they're collecting as a bit of a love gesture, and then build these sorts of piles of rocks, which they call a nest, and then they lay their eggs in it. So the girl penguin will lay 2 eggs usually, about 3 days apart, and then she and her male, or in the case of Sphen and Magic, male, will incubate the eggs together. And incubate just means keep warm. And they keep the eggs warm for about 35 to 38 days. And it's really hard to keep an egg warm in Antarctica or sub-Antarctica. So they do a really good job of quickly swapping over the eggs, swapping over the incubator. And you might be thinking that an egg might be really fragile in that situation on the rocks, but these penguin eggs, if you look, I don't know if you guys can see, they've got really thick shells. So if you imagine how thick a chicken egg shell is, it's at least half as thick as that. So they're very sturdy eggshells, and the penguins are really careful as well. And if we were to look at Magic and Sphen on their tummy in breeding season, they would have a little place where their feathers separate. We can sort of see that on Levi down the bottom there. And if we were to prise those feathers apart, we would find a lovely hot patch of skin. And that's where they actually put the egg. They put it up against the heat of their body to keep it warm. And it's a big job. Once the chick hatches, the mum or dad, whoever's been doing most of the incubating, will go off and search for food. And just one parent will keep an eye on the chick. And they swap the feeding roll, incubating roll like that, for about a month. And then the coolest thing happens, which I've never seen. I really want to see it here at our aquarium one day. All of the chicks start hanging out together. So the parents can go and both feed at the same time. And the chicks hang out in these little nurseries called creches. And they hang out there for, I don't know, is it a couple of months?
So once the chick hatches, it's fully fledged, which means it fully looks like an adult in 8 weeks. So it's only about a month that they're in the creche for.
Oh, wow.
So they stay with their parents for about 4 weeks, and then they get too big to stay on the nest with the parents. So they go to the creches at about 4 weeks.
Wow,
Yeah.
I hope we get a creche here one day. It'll be so exciting.
Very exciting, yes. And the eggs that Lindsay does have, they are actually real Gen 2 eggs. So these were eggs that one of our females laid that were actually infertile, but they're really, really special that we can keep them and use them to show everyone what an egg does look like. Have we got any more questions coming through, Kira? Just go back to Sphen again, guarding his little spot.
Late people tuning in would like to know what type of penguins these are.
Oh, so we'll zoom into little Lara again. So, well, not so little. I shouldn't call you a baby anymore, Lara, because you're all grown up. So these penguins are... Are you going to sing for us, Lara? Are you? No? Bit shy? These are Gen 2 penguins. So they're the 3rd largest species in the world. And then over, if I pan over here, these penguins over here, the ones with the yellow, the bigger ones, these are our king penguins, and they are the 2nd largest species in the world.
We have a couple of people that want to know, the white bait treat that we gave them, is that something we give them every day?
we do give them whitebait every day. So we give them a variety of fish every day, but the whitebait is something we do give them every day. But we don't always do it as a scatter feed like we did. We usually will give it to them in the pool. So in the wild, penguins do hunt for their food in the water, so it's a really good form of enrichment to throw the whitebait in the pool for them, and they swim around just like you saw them on the ice chasing after the whitebait. They chase after it in the water. But we do also feed about 4 or 5 varieties of fish here, and we do hand feed our penguins as well. So us as keepers, wear little pods and we hand feed the fish and do tally how much of each fish each individual penguin does get. And there's a little shot of Magic again. It looks like he might be going back to his nesting spot to see Sphen. Sphen is sleeping over there. Hello Magic, you going to come say hi? Or come say bye maybe?
Do we have time for one last question, Amy?
All right, I think we have time for one last question before we go, and we've got to prepare all the other food for these penguins to feed out later in the day. So what was our final question, Kira?
Well, I've just seen a really cute question from a 6-year-old who would like to know if penguins mate for life, if they stay boyfriends and girlfriends forever.
Oh, it's a very good question.
Well, I'm a little bit sad to say that it's not always true. So penguins do have a really high rate of returning to the same partner year to year, and it does vary between species as well. So these gentoo penguins, they actually have the highest rate in the wild of monogamy, so returning to the same partner year to year. Whereas the king penguins tend to stay with a partner for a breeding season. It's not unusual for them to change year to year. Penguins are very romanticized in the media, so I know where this question has probably come from. But much like people, penguins will often stay with a mate once they find the right one. So usually what will indicate the right pair for a penguin is successfully hatching and raising chicks together. So once they've done that, they know that they have a good fertile partner and they're much more likely to stay together.
All right, thanks, Kira. Now we might have to leave it there, guys. Now see if we can find Lara one last time. Where's Lara disappeared to? Sphen's over there. Magic here. Where's your daughter? She's probably off swimming in the pool. She's a very independent girl and, yeah, likes to do her own thing. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Say bye, Lindsay. Bye, Kira. And we'll see everyone very soon. Thanks. Bye.